Welcome back, everyone. Well, you know, when it comes to economic growth, and as you know, we cover this topic a lot in a lot of different ways from a lot of different approaches. But it always kind of boils down to one thing. You're trying to acquire business, right? You're trying to retain that business, and you're trying to find ways to allow those businesses to expand. In order for that to happen, you really have to go after categories. And the semiconductor category, of course, is, I don't think there's a big one. Well, recently, Prosperity Partnership, Saratoga Prosperity Partnership, announced a couple of things. So we invited Marty Vanags in, who's the El Comandante of the, you knew I was going to do that.
That's right.
You know it. The president and CEO of Saratoga Prosperity Partnership. Welcome back.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Quite nice to have you here.
Yes, always.
I'm really attracted to this. You know, when Global Foundries first announced that they were coming here, it caused such a stir. It was just like unbelievable news.
Right.
You know, and there's all this talk about how they're expanding and what they're doing. But that's a big field, the semiconductor field.
Right, and it's huge.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities there when you think about semiconductors. Everything we have, from our watches to our cars, you know, the cars have more computer power semiconductor chips in them than ever before, than the shot to the moon. So
yeah, I've heard that.
It's a huge undertaking, and the semiconductor industry, according to the folks at Global Foundries, Gary Patton, Senior Vice President of Research and Technology, says there's 5 things that are really driving their growth, which is the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence,
right, I bet,
big data, autonomous transportation, self-driving cars and trucks, and then the 5G network that's going to support that. And so those, to me, seem to be the sectors that we ought to be looking at as a community when it comes to recruitment and to helping develop new businesses here in the county.
Well, of course, a very smart analysis there, Marty.
Yep, thank you.
But I want to go one step deeper.
Sure.
You know, it's one thing, dig a hole, right? You hear that a lot. Oh, economic growth is dig another hole. Well, not necessarily.
Right.
What's a philosophy with partnership that you think sort of establishes a broader sense of what real economic growth means?
Well, real economic growth to me, first of all, means inclusiveness, trying to get as many people as possible to the workplace. And so we still have to look at the kind of jobs that people that don't have a college education can do, and that we need. Tradespeople and others are a good example. But I think also it means taking a look at growing our own businesses and expanding the business that we have here. And all those categories I just mentioned, we can do that. We've got the educational institutions. We have trailing spouses from people coming from Global Foundries. We have a lot of resources here in Saratoga County that would allow us to do that. And so,
well, you know what? One of the times that I ran into you was a big round table about the creative economy.
Right.
And that's really an extension of what you're talking about as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because in order to attract people here, well, let's back up. In order to attract a company here, they got to want to be here. They want to like the place. There's got to be assets here that they can partake in. One of those assets is talent. Are there enough people here for them to employ? If not, are there enough? Is it the kind of place that they can attract talent? And I think Saratoga County certainly is the kind of place that can attract talent. You're referring to our economic index luncheon a couple of weeks ago. We talked about culture and arts and how important that is to economic development. Companies are now looking at, what does this place look like? What is the quality of the place?
Yeah,
not the quality of life, the quality of place.
Yes, got it.
Quality of life is what you make.
That's right.
So quality of place are there cultural institutions? Are there arts institutions? Are there places for trailing spouses, for children to grow and develop? Is it a place that they can do recreational things? So all those things are so important today in economic development. So it's great. Yeah, we go out, we do the recruiting, we call on people, but we also have to bring them here and show them how great it is.
Actually, you're leading me into one of the reasons that we called you in.
Right.
Is that I just received a press release about GSA coming here for exactly what you're talking about. In other words, if you can bring the leaders in these industries into our community, they get to see firsthand, touch, feel, talk, and understand a little bit more than just the markets speak about an area. Tell us who GSA is.
GSA is Global Semiconductor Alliance.
Okay.
They're a professional association dealing with mostly C-suite executives in the semiconductor industry. We've been out to California to some of their events. We developed a relationship with them. I talked to them one day and said, I want to do a better job of leveraging our investment in your organization, and I've got an idea. And they said, what was it? I said, how about you do a conference in Saratoga Springs?
Oh, wow.
Which they decided, yeah, let's do that. So it's Global Semiconductor Alliance Silicon Summit East. Will be here October. They'll bring about 250 semiconductor leaders. And it gives us an opportunity to capture their attention for at least a short period of time. And part of that will be giving them opportunities to see Saratoga County, see sites, Luther Forest.
Well, you're talking about inviting 250 leaders in the industry right here in our community to eat in our restaurants, to shop in our stores, to walk on our streets, to take in a play, to take in a concert. You know, that does an awful lot for allowing the region to sell itself.
Yeah, and that's economic impact.
Now you,
in and of itself.
You know, leading up to that, I know you now. You know, I've known you for about 4 years now.
Yes.
You're about ready to head back out to San Francisco for a big convention out there. When isn't it in July or something?
July 9th through the 12th.
Okay, got it.
It's a SemiCon West. And again, we're out there building relationships, talking to people. Essentially, economic development is a sales process. One time someone asked me, describe in 2 sentences economic development. I said, I'll do it in 2 words: making friends, building relationships. Either phrase you want to use, you got to go out and make friends. You got to go out and see the customer, invite them back. And I think we do a good job of that. And it takes time to build that repertoire, build that relationship. And I think over time we'll get some great wins. When you look at global foundries, I always say the first person had a twinkle in their eye about it to the time they ran their first payroll, it's probably 15 years of work before that happened. And so I'm hoping our work doesn't take 15. I'd like to do it sooner. But nevertheless, it does take time. In the meantime, you nurture the existing organizations and companies, you help them grow, you help build an ecostructure for entrepreneurs and startups, and you keep building the economy piece by piece, brick by brick, using all the different tools that you have.
Well, you know what, that's really quite a vision, Marty. Hats off to you. I think I slipped it in here at one point. It's one thing to just look at economic development as digging a hole. And then it's another thing if you listen to Marty and the philosophy that he's espousing in terms of just what you said, you know?
Yeah.
Really, well, best of luck out in San Francisco.
Appreciate it.
What a terrible town. Nothing to do in that
there
town,
isn't.
You know what I mean? Boy, it's going to be really...
The weather's always terrible.
Yeah, I guess struggle, you know? Well, if you ever make it back...
Unfortunately, I won't have a lot of time to enjoy the sights and sounds. We're working when we're out there. So.
Okay, so wine country, you don't think...
no.
You know, okay, all right. And really...
as much as I'd like it.
Congratulations on that big win to get GSA to come here for that convention.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. So I'll see you on the other side.
All right.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.